Just a second. Hey, what's happening, Roland? Well, what's happening? Hey, we're out on Headwater. George, you got one, right?
I got one.
Okay, that's what we have here. Just a small one.
Yeah.
Hey, he had just lost a big one, about 5 pounds. He was pulling the line in just a minute ago. And hey, Joel, if you would just hold this camera real quick, and we'll just show Joel's in the back, and he just caught some beautiful bass on top water as well. So we'll get him out. Can you unhook him?
Yep.
See,
He's deep in there.
Okay, let me get the pliers
right here.
The pliers right here. I tell you, we're really catching. How many fish have we caught today?
At least a dozen.
Oh, we caught more than that. You've caught a dozen.
Yeah.
We've caught about 20. And we've caught a couple 4 and 5 pounders. In fact, Joel in the back here has just caught one. If you throw that back out there, George, just throw it back out in the deal. Now, this is what's happening, Roland kind of a deal, and we're in the Headwater today. This is the first day I've fished now in about 2 weeks. And I've been out in Missouri and all these places. We'll talk about that in a second. But in the meantime, go ahead and throw that out there. I just wanted to show the camera. Joel just caught one. We're going to release it. Joel just caught this one. And Joel, I'm just going to take the camera and look at this one here.
You get in the sun. Huh?
And yeah, we'll talk about egg. Yeah. Well, now, how'd you catch that? You threw a topwater out there.
Topwater, a couple of them. This is the bigger of the two that I caught. But
In
yeah,
fact, you might show them that topwater plug. See, I got it right here.
Right here.
It's right here. Yeah, let us just show them. Okay, now how were you working that? What were you doing?
Well, you know,
it's a Spro.
I guess it just
Spro
goes
180.
to
It's a
show.
Spro 80. Yeah.
I'm a rookie, so it's whatever I just learned from the man Roland Martin a couple hours ago.
Well, we started off topwater and we caught 3 or 4. I guess we've caught a half a dozen on topwater. It was around 3 and 4 pounds, like this one here. Joel, go ahead and release that one. In the meantime, we got a couple floats out, and you might go ahead and throw that bait out and just show us how you were working that thing. Oh, this one's down. Is this one down? Yeah. Okay, that one's down. Yeah, go ahead and reel that one. Go ahead. I think you had one down. I don't know what happened to it. Oh no.
Nope.
Uh-oh.
Let me check it.
Anyway, there's fish. Yeah, he's all right. Just let him take it. Go ahead and fish this one, Joel. Well, anyway, folks, what's happening is we're here on Headwaters. Everything's alive and well, and we've caught by 20 bass. Okay, now Joel's throwing it out there, making a nice long cast, and he's just working it slow. It just hit the water. He's just working it slow and easy, right?
Yeah, and something you told me is let it sit there for a minute when you first cast it, and then start playing with it.
And you've had 2 or 3 more blow-ups. Now George has had 2 or 3 on. He hadn't caught too many, but he's had 2 or 3 bites.
Yeah, 2 or 3 bites.
Yeah.
Just haven't landed them.
In the meantime, we've broken one of the lines off. He just lost one on a shiner that broke the line right there, and so things are going pretty good.
Yeah, this is a great day, great morning.
So what we're going to try to do is get you guys some big fish.
Yeah.
We're really catching them right now, and you've caught a couple 4 pounders, and George, you've caught a couple around 4 pounds.
Oh yeah.
The average fish today is, we've shown you some small ones, but we've had some pretty decent ones.
Yeah. 4
and
or 5
you just
pounds.
had a 5 pounder. You just broke the line. Trying to lift in the boat.
Big guy.
So, and what are you doing? You're working topwater as well.
Yep. Working topwater, trying to get a bite, trying to catch up.
Now he has you have a favorite rod that's a 50-pound braid that she's using, and that's a Spro 80 plug, and it's just popping along real slow and easy out there. We've had a couple of nice ones blow up on it. So, but anyway, what I'm going to do here is if you could, Joel, I'm just going to talk about the rest of the week.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you could just hold this camera on the side and not touch anything and just see if it's recording. Okay, folks, what's happened this week was I was in Missouri for most of the week, and in fact, 2 nights ago, Bass Pro Shop opened their big St. Louis store, and I was there with Johnny Morris and John Paul Morris, that's Johnny's son. And I was there with Kevin Van Dam, and also Whitey Herzog, the famous baseball player, was there. We were signing autographs and having a big time. We all gave little speeches and stuff and I talked about how I loved the Ozarks in the springtime and seeing the dogwoods and turkeys and all those things that happen. And of course, all last week I was also turkey hunting. So got a couple nice turkeys as well. But one of the big things that happened the other night was the lieutenant governor of the state of Missouri was there, plus all the conservation people. and it was a night for conservation. When they open these stores, the Bass Pro Shop opens these stores.
I think we got one.
The night they get 20% of all the proceeds of the sales goes to conservation. And so the other night in St. Louis, we raised practically $50,000 just in the 20% that goes into conservation. Now Johnny is the largest conservationist in the country. And he supports the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, Trouts Unlimited, Ducks Unlimited, every kind of organization in the world. There's like 35 big organizations that Johnny Morris contributes to. It actually contributes more than $100 million. He's the largest contributor to wildlife conservation in ever. So he kind of gets mad when I tell him, but that he likes to be anonymous. But anyway, Johnny and I had a really good time. I was also fishing with Johnny last week. We're in some central Missouri lakes, and I hooked a bass on a spinnerbait. I had a War Eagle spinnerbait, and I got a bass up to the boat, and Johnny Morris is saying, Roland, I think it's the biggest bass I've ever seen in my life. And we both caught 12-pound bass, 11-pound bass. We've caught big bass. And we're looking at this monster bass in the water, and as Johnny's trying to get it, the spinnerbait breaks, and it gets away. Now, you know, fish are exaggerated, and every time you lose a big one, you think it's big. But he called, I think one of the phone calls that he had, I think was Richard Childress, the race driver. He called and said, Johnny said, you wouldn't believe the big giant bass that Roland just caught. It's like the biggest one I've ever seen. So he's been telling everybody how big the fish was. But anyway, we've had a really good time for that. At the end of the week, just the first part of this week, I drove actually drove to Virginia, and I have a really good friend named Chuck O'Beer, and he's a charter boat captain on the Chesapeake Bay. And I've done several films with Chuck with cobia, with big giant striped bass, with a number of fish. For the last 20 years, I've done a lot of work with Chuck O'Beer in his boat, the Sea Fox. The Sea Fox is a great big 43-foot bay boat that he uses as a charter deal. And anyway, we went out, and I got a nice big turkey in Virginia. And Chuck got another nice one, and another guy got a nice one. We got all kind of turkeys. I had videos of these big 20-pound turkeys all fanned out in these fields, and it was really quite a week. And I make turkey calls, you know that. But now we're back here in Headwaters, and one thing that I wanted to mention, here it is, the first week of May. Now, there's nobody in the parking lot, and there's nobody out here on the lake. And, you know, George, one thing that you notice, you don't see another boat.
Yeah.
Not anywhere.
Nope.
Now, 2 months ago, when it was cooler, and everybody said, well, gosh, this is the time to fish, the boats are all over the place. And now, there's only a handful of boats here. But the fishing's really good. And the fish, George just had one right there. I don't know what happened to that one. But
There
this
it
one right
goes.
here, it's this one down. George is gonna get one now. Which one is it?
This one or
Is
this
it that
one?
one?
No.
Or this one? It's this one right here. But anyway, the point is there's nobody fishing right now. And the fishing's really, really good. In fact, 2 years ago, the month of June, just coming up in a couple of weeks, I took 3 bass over 10 pounds on artificial lures. And already today we've caught several 4-pound bass and 3-pound bass on artificials. We've caught some on the fluke, caught some on top water, and of course we caught about a dozen on shiners. And so we're probably going to move to another spot. But the point is, nobody's fishing now. And it's a time to fish. And so I have time available. My bookings are kind of weak in the end of May. Really, I have a lot of time in June. And June is an excellent month. People don't realize how good it is. And we got an east wind right now. This is a prevailing wind coming from the ocean. The ocean temperatures are in the 80s right now. And so consequently, we have cool. It's not bad. It's not hot. And so it doesn't really get hot right here where we're fishing much. I got an airboat as well. So not only do I fish Headwaters Lake, I also fish across that levee over there into that's the Stick Marsh area in Farm 13. On the other side of that is what they call Keenansville, another great airboat place, another great place to flip and pitch and catch topwater fish. And then to the north, we have a really great system, and I'll be doing a lot of airboating up there. It's called Three Forks. It's a 17,000-acre area, all full of beautiful bass, and hardly anybody fishes it. So it's a really good time of year to come down and do some summer fishing because it's not that hot and the fishing's red hot. How much time is there on the thing, Joel?
Almost 10 minutes.
Almost 10 minutes. Okay. Okay. Let's just get some things all reeled in here and see what happened. I just wanted to kind of mention that that I had the time available. I think you had one on. Okay. Oh no.
Yeah, he came off.
What I'm doing? See this? Look at this big old bass that eating that shiner. He's all squared up. You got off? You had one on the top water. Huh?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Okay. We're gonna try another spot. Get some more lines tied on and do all this stuff. Well, anyway, folks, that's what's kind of happening in my world. There's plenty of good fishing going on here at Headwaters, and of course, working in Virginia and Missouri this last week was a real treat. My son also fished a big tournament at Santee last weekend, and that just finished up, and he did pretty good. That was a good deal. I stopped in the last Saturday, I think, or Sunday, as I passed through, and he was doing pretty good in the tournament. Made a good check, and he's way up high in the standings this year, so he'll be fishing the Classic. It looks like he's about 20th or 21st place right now. So his goal is to win the Classic. I never won the Classic. His goal is to fish the Bass Trail, win the Classic for old Dad here. That's kind of what we're trying to do. Okay, folks. Well, that's what's happening in my world. And again, hey, hit that likes button because O'Reilly and Bass Pro Shop and all these great sponsors, they go crazy when you hit the likes button. I get a lot of credit for that. And Joel, I want to thank you for showing us a few things about topwater fishing. And Joel, here's my camera guy, and he's caught a couple nice ones. What, up 4 pounds or so?
Yeah, a couple 4-pounders.
A couple 4-pounders.
And I'm a rookie.
Rookie. And George here is actually a little bit more experienced fisherman. You caught a half a dozen bass today.
Yeah, half a dozen at least. Good
And,
size.
Yeah, good size ones. So anyway, that's kind of what's happening in my world, folks. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again soon.